Well, hello, folks. It's Wednesday. That means it is time to rank another shmup on the Sega Genesis, as we are accustomed to doing. And, well, sorry about the extra long pre-stream and slightly early start time. I was getting set up and I just out of reflex hit the button. It just... Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, all of this is irrelevant because the pre-stream gets cut anyway. But, yeah, so this week we now have, as you can see on this list here, we are up to 29 games. That means this week we are ranking our 30th game on this list, and that's wild. That is absolutely wild. To me it is, anyway. And, so yeah, and as a celebration of hitting what we'll call a milestone, I'm going to play a game that I'm pretty sure is going to rank pretty high because I have played it on stream before, specifically before starting any of this stuff. And I had quite a good time with it, and it's also a game that I had a good time with as a kid. It was one of the games that I had in one of the local arcades around here when I was young. We can let that. This is, of course, Raiden Trad, which is a version of Raiden 1 for consoles. I don't know why they went with trad or traditional, you know. Not that I'm throwing shade on any of the trad Raidens out there. But, yeah, let's get this started. Micronet. And the options, turn rapid on, of course. I'm going to set the level to normal. We can come back in later and drop it back down to easy. That's not a big concern right now. We're just trying to get the levels set here. Okay, that's the bomb button. There's the shoot button, okay. And yeah, okay, I'm just gonna nudge that down a little bit because the sound effects are... I didn't really want the laser, but hey, we'll take it. So, yeah. Local arcade around here, when I was a kid. It's like it was in a mall, and it was, I believe, yeah, it was across the hall from a video rental store where my mom worked. And I would go there after school and beg for quarters, as you do. And I would play this, and Samurai Showdown, and Virtua Fighter, and Smash TV. Those were the big ones. And welcome in, Raiders! As I mentioned shortly before you got here, we are ranking game number 30 this week, and so as celebration I decided we were going to play some Raiden, or Raiden Trad as the console versions are known. And as some of you may recall, we did play this once before, and I quite enjoyed it. I am kind of expecting this to get a decently high ranking spot. I have to make sure that I'm not letting my bias speak for me. One thing I will note is that the arcade version has instant respawn, while this version uses checkpoints. I'm not really sure what's up with that. Yeah, I kind of remember Konami being bad for that. I think Turtles in Time was the same way. As well as some of the, I think Contra 3 or... Yeah, Contra 3 did something like that too. It's like... Frankly, I thought that if you played Rocket Knight on easy, it would take away half the stages. I thought it was one of those games. Or were you playing on normal? Oh, there's a children mode. Okay, that's probably what I'm thinking of then. Yeah, meanwhile, when you boot up this game here, right, it defaults to easy. And I decided to bump it up to normal for at least my first run through, just to, you know, again, make sure I'm sort of playing each game on equal footing here. Itchy nose. This is maybe not the kind of game you want to have an itchy nose for. But yeah, you start up the game. If you don't go to the options, it takes you directly to easy mode. So they knew. you get the blue power-ups, you switch over to the laser. The laser is good, it's just not what I prefer, personally. I like having a little more screen coverage. Yeah. Oh crap, wow, okay. We're powered up now. Well, at least we're on the next checkpoint. Also, while I got you here, just throw this out that the music stream that I did on Sunday, if you recall, Kai Mega, you were there. I went ahead and took some of the tracks off of that. I even had to basically download some clips of the stream itself to extract some of the music from it. And I put that together on a little 4-song EP called Every Day is a Day Like This. And as of this morning, it was certified for Spotify. It's also on Bandcamp, and I think there's a YouTube video as well. So, that's out there now. Just give me a second here, because I do have here the chat command is, of course, !shill, and that brings up the landing page where you can go look for the service of your choice. It seems to have gotten a fairly positive reception, with the exception of track 2 that people seem to be skipping. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be surprised. But, yeah. For something that was completely unplanned, what the hey? to close the door in a minute if the wind starts swinging it open and shut. So this phase isn't too bad. Just gotta keep an eye out for the thing that it does afterwards. Yeah, that. Gotta watch out for that. The item in that box seems to alternate every time I come back here. I wonder if that was on purpose. Okay, so if I hang out on this side, those guys are still gonna shoot at me. Take out that train. Alright. Hey Levi, well it's not doing so great right now, but I do have to admit this is a game I like a lot, so it's not really upsetting me all that much. Oh, we got this. Okay. I think if you get stuck at the same checkpoint for too long, they just power you right the hell up. Movement speed's a bit slow, and yeah, normally I prefer that. It does feel at times like you kind of have to be a bit of a step ahead of the game in order to dodge some of this stuff. Particularly for just the speed of some of these projectiles. What's the pattern here? Okay. Coming on this side. Maybe I gotta stay on this side for both of them. Nope, swing down the... Okay, nope. Okay, so again, we gotta watch out because he's gonna do that. Take out the wings. And there we go, okay. Now this wave is pretty basic. Okay, if we game over on this boss again, I'll start over and bump it back down to easy. Slightly to the right for that one. You want to stay near the middle? No, okay. That almost went better. Yeah, he shoots in a wave going... A generous amount of continues, it seems. So... unnecessarily generous countdown time. But yeah, when you boot the game up, it defaults to easy. So, like I said earlier, they knew. And I start the game by dropping a bomb again, as you do. We'll wait for the M to turn to an H. So as per usual, I'm not totally clear on what changes they make from difficulty settings. I think the bullets move a little slower on easy. It feels that way, but I would have to do a side-by-side comparison to know for sure. My nose is still itchy. Ugh. Sorry about that. course, these tanks kind of come in from off screen while you're fighting this guy. And, of course, if you can get real close to him, more of your shots connect. This is definitely one of those early examples where, like, trying to point blank these guys increases the damage. And we just got a 1-up. And so at times there, the extra wide screen means that you don't always see everything coming at you. You gotta be a bit mindful here. Yeah, so this game was, if you saw on the title screen, this was ported to the Genesis by a studio called Micronet. And there's a version of this for Super Nintendo, and that version was ported by a different company called Micronix. And it's terrible. I'm pretty sure it's Micronix anyway. For anyone who's familiar with Micronix, it at least makes sense that it would be terrible. They were not a port house with a particularly strong reputation. They did a lot of ports of like the early Capcom games. Back before Capcom really took the console market seriously, and they just kind of farmed out their games. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is going a little smoother than it did on normal. And I can't say for certain without like hard data, but I do think they tweaked the projectile speed, because this all feels a lot more reactable. Alright, we made it back here, and this time we're fully powered up. Without having to rely on the mercy power-up, that is. And here's that boss again. Okay, I have to assume he has a bit less health. Okay, what's this phase look like? Yeah, this is about the same. But again, definitely felt a little more reactable, a little easier to dodge. I guess if you wanted to put a positive spin on it, you'd say like the game does have a pretty high skill ceiling. You know, if they encourage you to play on easy, then you know, there's really nowhere to go but up. Because if you wanted to play this game nowadays, you can't play it. It's on the Switch, and well, I looked it up, and they definitely said it was on the Switch. I would have assumed it was on like all the current consoles through the Arcade Archives series. Oops. Well, let's use the laser for a little while. Of course, your typical kind of shooter trade-off, and higher damage for, you know, lower screen coverage. Those homing missiles are kind of splitting the difference. So like if you're having to deal with a lot of like really big spongy enemies, this is perhaps the better choice. Looks like you get a lot of points when you grab those power-ups after fully powering up, so it's probably helping us with the one-up situation here. Right, okay. So I vaguely remember there being this boss where you wanted to strategically, wanted to sort of strategically bomb him at a certain point. Well, I think that was also a bad decision. Might have been that guy. Well, those giant cannons on the front of that thing certainly looked familiar. Oh, crap, these guys are just coming at you. Okay, don't swap weapons this time. Alrighty, okay. So the game took pity on me again. Yeah, for sure. I'm not proud. What do I have to be proud of? Here we go. Yeah, just stay closer to the middle. Oh wait, no, those way. All right, we're good. It looks like that was just like an escape sequence. I almost said escape. Still got about 15 minutes to play here. Again, not really doing a lot of damage to that guy, but we're sort of hitting him continuously even while swaying around. Oop. I think there are some ways where the pickup system in this could be a little more elegant. It's hardly the worst, but it seems like you do have to be a little cautious sometimes about how you grab your power-ups. to wait for that to change color and then hope it doesn't change back before we grab it. Got a little ambitious. Oh well. We got 9 continues. This little fairy is going to give us some more power-ups. Oh. And then I made the exact same mistake again. Well, I mean, this is still... This is how far got on a single credit this time around. The odds that we'll match that high score without starting over are pretty slim. Okay, again. I want to get real close to him, but that's asking for trouble. Oh god, especially if he's going to do that. There we go. Okay, take out the first cannon, then point blank him. So like right there, I was gunning to grab that power up, and then it just turned blue before I got to it. Well, thank you for the 2 bombs. And spend 1 to grab them, and it's still a net gain. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, okay. Well, I'll take it. Give me an H. There we go. At least trying to grab the power-ups doesn't put you in harm's way. Usually. I mean, sometimes it does. But it's usually fine. They give you your bombs back every time you die, so just spend 1 of them. The bomb will clear the bullets off the screen, but there's this brief window where you gotta wait for it. Doesn't do it right away. That can be a bit tricky. There we go. Got that and that. Still making decent progress. Or some progress. Okay. Good. Red. There we go. game-wise, I think the Gradius games kind of got this figured out, where you pick your loadout at the start, and then you just have like generic pickups that you have to grab, and you get to pick which power-up they give you. Of course, Gradius takes all your power-ups away on death, and getting them back can be quite the task, hence the term Gradius syndrome. But I think at least the initial idea is probably the smart way to go. Okay, unless I really figure out this boss, this might be as far as we get. I'll drop a second bomb and just try to do as much damage as fast as possible. No, that worked. Okay, is there another escape sequence here? No, there isn't. We're good. Okay. So the game does give you like 2 bombs before that boss shows up. Or at least the opportunity to grab 2 bombs, so... Oh, maybe the strategy is actually to be that aggressive. Doesn't feel right though. But, you know. Also, it's kind of a personal policy when I rank these games to not practice them at all beforehand, so I really hadn't played this game at all since like the last time I streamed it, which was not a year ago, but like half a year ago maybe? So now that it's ranked, I can play this whenever the hell I want, and I sure will be. Didn't mean to grab those missiles. there's my H. So you know what it's like when you have to go too long without your H. That's 851. We're getting pretty close to finishing up. Okay. Oh man, I don't really... I'll probably have time for one more. Especially where that boss is coming up. It's probably gonna... This one last credit's probably gonna go fast. Well, that was clever. Okay, so we're gonna get one last shot at this guy. And I can probably avoid threading the needle here too much, because just the sheer width of the spread on my gun. I can just kinda shoot at him from an... or not. Oh, and what is this? What is he doing now? Well, it really doesn't matter all that much, because we're just going to have to make a decision on this. And so, if this were simply personal opinion, if this were a list of my favorite, in a lot of ways it kind of is, but like, this is a case where I'm just personally biased. If it were just totally, ignoring context, what do you think are the best shooters? This would absolutely be top 3. Absolutely top 3 for me, personally. As it stands, I do think it is in this territory. And but like I said, I'm totally biased in favor of this game. I'm very nostalgic for it. This is a game I played in an arcade as a kid. And like I said, the Arcade Archives version, it's on Switch. I thought it was on other things, but I'm not 100%. It's really good. It gives you access to, all the usual options that Arcade Archives has. It gives you rapid fire, which the arcade game did not have. And it is better than Steel Empire, for sure. Is it better than Biohazard Battle? Yes, absolutely. Is it better than Gaia-Rez? That's an interesting one, because Gaia-Rez, from a technical standpoint, is a much better game. But I played a little bit of that again earlier this week, and dude, you need the reflexes of a friggin' panther to play that game. That game is wild. It's not better than Thunder Force 3, though. Once we get into this territory, we are talking about games that are very much on another level. And I think it goes below Gaia. I think I am excusing some of this game. The game has a few flaws, and I am personally inclined to just make excuses for them. Yeah, it's landing right here. And even that's probably kind of generous, but I don't care. I love this game. And with that, check it out. We have a top 30. I have done this for 30 weeks. And and I've been I did go back. I got my 1cc in Glay Lancer. I did finish. I absolutely not in 1 credit, but I did finish Soldice. That game gets real tough near the end. But this is this has really been a fun project. I actually, earlier today, I added a few games to the list that I had previously missed. And then after that, I went and then I checked to see if they worked. But we've still got some cool stuff coming up. I've been holding off on a lot of the more beloved games. I've been trying to space them out so that the end of this isn't just too many kind of also-rans in a row there. And that's going to be us for today. I think Benjamin Rivers is going to be streaming. He was busy last week. I'm popping into Discord just to see if he mentioned. According to this, he's already live. I don't see him. And try again. Everybody, Terravent, Hi Tuesday. What happens if I do this? Hang on one second, I'm gonna try something. Okay, well, it's gonna head on over there. I don't even know if he's live yet. We might be hopping into a channel with no activity, but Ben Rivers is planning on streaming tonight, and he's going to be playing some games, and I do hope to see you there. And I want to thank everybody for coming by. I want to thank the Shmup community for being open-minded and supportive of this to, some small capacity. I do appreciate it. I really do. You guys have really been cool. And thanks again for coming by. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for watching. And I do hope to see you next time.